and welcome to all that are in the live stream now. I am Art Walker. Lou, nice to see you. So we're going to do it's going to be more freestyle sketching. And I'm going to take you through the process, how to draw eyes, and hopefully we'll be able to get into how to draw eyes symmetrically, like here, right? So this is more anime style eyes, right? So we've got more JoJo. This is actually supposed to be JoJo's eyes. And then you can see how I apply and I add the eyes to a character from different positions and so on. As I said before, I use mainly a very basic pen. I just want to explain that to you all quickly before we start. I use a very basic big pen, right? So the reason I do that is to show that anyone can do this. This is not a mystery. There's nothing special. No little tricks here and there. You wanted it, now you got it. I hope you're happy. So if you like what you see, please support my channel by liking, hitting the like button, etc. And it helps to encourage me to keep going if you guys support me. Right. So has everyone got... Oh my God, I just found this. You haven't seen anything yet, Jax. Let's make sure I can do it right first. So grab a pen and a piece of paper first, and then let's get into this. And as soon as you've got that, hit the like button and say, yes, I've got it. Right. I could actually put the camera on, actually. Let's see. Yeah, I can. There you go. Pencil works. Everything works. Anything you like. Whatever you're most comfortable with. So, look at this. I'm going to show you very quickly how I would draw an eye like this, right? Just to illustrate my point. Right, so I'm going to break all of this down, right? So don't feel that you need to follow anything that I'm doing here. But I'm just illustrating a point as to how quickly, once you understand my steps that I'm going to show you, you will very quickly understand how easy it is. And it is quite easy when you know the steps, right? So let me just draw the eye very similar to the one that I've got here. Right, so I didn't check the timer there, but you can see it's coming together quite quickly, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how you apply shading, for example. As you can see, I'm just applying some random not random, I shouldn't say random because it's not random. And then I will show you how to apply the lashes, that they go in the right direction, like so. And then here we've got some reflection, and I'm gonna go forward. Right, as you can see, it's coming together very quickly. I'm not gonna dwell on it too long because I don't want to bore you guys to death, but we're going to add some more shading here and so on. So I estimate, let's say that took me around 2 minutes to draw, right? Because I didn't check the time. However, that gives you a very good insight as to how quickly what I show you will help for you. So what I'm going to do is, I want to make a bet with you. Whoever's in the live now and can't draw eyes, please confess it to me. Just say me. Just write me in the chat. Because I'm going to make a bet with you that within the next 10 minutes, you will understand how to draw eyes a lot better. Who's going to bet? Oh, that's what I like to see. Yes, maybe we'll touch on anime eyes. Why not, indeed? It looks flat. Okay, me. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just started to learn a few days ago, maybe 6. Good, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you, Kim. Right, so we got 6 people in the chat. And if you like what you see, please hit the like button and share the live, right? You have to help me as I'm helping you all, right? So, to the 6 that have confessed to not being able to draw eyes, I'm going to show you now. Let's start the clock. It's now, let's say 25 minutes past, 24 minutes past. Draw a line like this, please. Draw this line. And when you've done it, let me know. Yep. JJ likes men. I'm back on it. I'm back on it. So now what we do is we add, look at this line here that I've added here. Not very steep, right? Not very steep. Let's say if this is 90, it's in between, it's around 60 degrees, right? So we've got this line here. This line here, I'm going to call it the sacred line, right? And I know it's a bit over the top, but it's important that we make sure we remember it as a sacred line. It's very important. It's just a little bit of a joke as well, right? So now what you do is triangle. You simply draw a triangle there. I'm just going to adjust the camera again so you guys can see. Yeah? Thank you, user 208. And now what we do is roughly the same angle as here, but a little bit sharper. We go like so. And then we close off our trapezium. Is everyone getting that? Right. Here's a tip of mine. The eye is always drawn with 2 or 3 lines. Well, you can obviously draw eyes better than me because I can't draw them with 2 or 3 lines. Maybe if I go like this, 1, 2, 3 lines. Yeah, maybe. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I've got the camera right in front of my face. That's what I wanted to avoid because that looks ridiculous. Hold on, I need to switch that off again. Oh, I forgot. That's why I've got it off. So anyway, good. So what you need to do is round off this shape here, this trapezium shape. Just round it off like so. Yeah, you getting that? Is everyone getting that? And then drawing machine. Yeah, I was on already today. This is not my first hour. Excuse me. So we've rounded it off. Now we add the upper lid. Like so. And then simply we add 1 circle here. And another one here. Pretty much touching the sacred line. Look at that. So that was 3 minutes. We've been working for 3 minutes on this eye. And we've got one already. So how do you do the iris details, right? How do you add these reflection details? See, if I add a reflection, I can add a random reflection. It doesn't have to be the same as this. So I'm going to add another random reflection here. The iris details, you have to work your lines from 90 degrees to 0 to 180 to 360. This is what I've done here. I've got an array of lines. They gradually turn 360 degrees. Vary the lengths of the lines and vary the weight of the line. Don't do them all the same. Don't do them all like this. That's not good. That's ugly. No, it's not ugly. But it's not, it maybe that's more anime style, right? But what we do is we vary the weight of the line, right? So then we've now got our pupil and our iris drawn up. Draw a heavier line around the border of the iris here. And then add a small circle here. And we've now got a good shape for the eyes. Right? So, as you can see on this image here, I've added some shading. So if your eyes are looking flat, follow the shape of the eye like so, and add some very light shading. Hatching, excuse me. See that? This could be shading if you were using a pencil. This gives the eye, as you can see, a shadow and some volume. And now we add our lower lid. We could have added that earlier as well. I have added it before earlier, but that helps here. So now we've got our lower lid, our upper lid, like so. And then we've got the corner of the eye here. See, now we've got the corner of the eye here. I will slow down and answer any questions in a moment. Now we're going to add a little bit of shading here and here, because that's where the eye socket is. Yeah. And then I'm going to do this all again. Don't worry, no panic, right? And then obviously the pupil, will black it out like so. And we've got quite a good looking eye, right? I'm going to stop the action here because I've gone quite far into it very quickly. But that goes to show you how I construct an eye very quickly. So, good morning, and thank you for your kind words, Ken. Right, I'm going to scroll a little bit now. Hold on. No. Like when you shape, you use at least 2 or 3 lines. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, I get it. Sorry about that. Tip. I'll try not to draw it weird. I don't know are you saying that to me or to everyone else? I think I'm quite good at drawing eyes, actually. Yours just looks messy. That's all right. We're going to get there. So, I've just demonstrated how to do it, right? So, let's do it again. Right? Let me just put that to the side so people can see it. So, if we remember, what did I say this red line was called? Do you remember? Does anyone remember? Who's going to get the prize today? What is that red line called? Thank you. Ah, Trios. Nice. Right? That is what I like to see. So we're going to go sacred line, right? And I'm going to go in a different direction. And what do we add next? We add, what shape do we add next? Well done, Rashon, I think that is. And Wayra. What did I add next? I make screenshots. You can join my YouTube channel. Yes. We add, in fact, you could also say, if you, just quickly, right? Sacred line. And then you add simply a triangle on top here. And a triangle at the bottom here. This is going to become apparent how you alter this shape, right? Because if I draw, I know this is funny, sacred lines here, right? And I know it's really not the greatest term in the world. I draw sacred lines and I vary this trapezium. I'm going to vary it in many ways, right? This gives you different eye shapes in an instant. Oops, wrong. So now, what I'm going to do is, I'm demonstrating different eye shapes from both left and right. All I did was now round the corners off. So I'm rounding off all the corners. Round off all the corners. And then again here, round off all the corners. Because nobody's eyes are so angular. Obviously, if you're doing anime, then maybe, right? So we don't have totally an elliptical shape. It's not a total ellipse. It's slightly bulging here, right? And it bulges slightly at the bottom, just like an eyeball does. It's not totally elliptical. So now we can add, this is the corner of the eye here, the corner of the eye here. So we're talking about the inside of the eye. And also let's add it here, right? We add our upper lid. I'm going to add it all the way through. I add my iris and pupil here. Let's change the eye position here, and then let's change the eye position again here. See, now I've got 4 different eye positions and 4 different eye types, all using the sacred line. So I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop quickly. If you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you really like what you see, please share my live and encourage people to follow me. That would be great. And if you find this helpful, let me know. So let me just scroll down a bit. So yeah, there you go. We like it messy. Yeah, well, I'm very messy. So we do like it messy. You will learn how to clean. Yeah. Don't worry, you will learn that. That's all right. The messy part, that's okay. That's part of the learning curve. Messy's good. At least you're learning. Hello, I love Carter. Trius is all right. Can I DM someone and give some tips? Can I DM someone and give me some tips? I just start like 9 days ago. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm sure you can DM someone. If you like what you see, please join my YouTube, because this is being recorded. So if you want to watch it again, you can see it, watch it again from the beginning if you have to leave early. Why don't I say anything by there? Thank you for the kind gifts. NYR now and Rian. So, okay, has anyone got any questions? Does the iris have to be perfect circle? No, it depends on what type of eye you're drawing. If you're drawing a kind of anime eye, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. But as I wasn't going to go into it straight away, but you can use this same sort of technique to draw an anime eye. See, so if I want to draw a JoJo type eye, I've pretty much done the same thing. I've got my sacred line here, and then I just add the details that I need. So for example, here, I'm going to add some anime type lashes, leave that open here, and then I'm going to add her. So now, in fact, I nearly drew it really, really curved, but I'm going to add a little bit of a straightness to it, so it makes it look a little bit more anime style. But as you can see, the principle is exactly the same. I just have to shade that up. And then I'll add some lower lid lashes. Let's add a little light spot. Let's add some shading upper lid, and let's just add a cool, like so. So now we've got a more anime style eye. And obviously we'd have to add any shading and so on. Darkened the top of the eye here. So there you go. Good. Done. Looking pretty good. That's what I like to hear. Has anyone got any questions? I'm not the best artist, but I will help you. Missed the beginning. Watch it. Yeah. Yes, I have a YouTube. It's called Art Walker. It's actually called Art Walker. I think I need... Yes, we're going to deal with the lashes in a minute. Can you go over the basics? Yes, I will. I'll do it again. No problem. And if you are asking for requests from me, I think it's only fair that you should follow me. How can I draw a semi-realistic eye that doesn't look weird? Okay, I'm gonna go in detail. Let me just go through these questions here. These are beautiful. Cheers. Thank you very much. Then I've got another set, but I couldn't find them today. That look effortless. Struggle with drawing hair. No, not doing the hair. Sorry. Not drawing hair today. Right. So if your eyes, when you draw eyes, if they look a little, what's the word, flat, you have to understand this. This is a very important part, right? Everyone in the live stream, draw some circles like this, please. Just draw some random circles. No hair, no hair. Hair on eyebrows, interesting. But I don't mix the lives, right? So if your eyes are looking flat, try not to add straight lines to your spherical objects, because this flattens it, right? So if you imagine if we have our sacred line here, right? This is a spherical object. So in theory, this would have a shadow cast on it, depending on where the light source is. Is that clear to everyone? This looks like a flat ring. This looks like a three-dimensional object, right? So if your eyes are looking flat, this is where what we've done is we've added our sacred line here, right? Then we added, I'm going to round that off a little bit higher here. Then we added our trapezium, right? Like so. See that? And then, excuse me, I didn't need to change here. Then we round everything off. And now, this eye shape follows the contours, or it follows the shape of the actual eyeball itself. Don't add flat lines or straight lines. Curve the lines. What do I mean by that? Like this. Curve it. See that? Now we've got an eye looking towards us from a different angle. A little bit of a spooky one, but it's okay. But you can see how it works in principle, what I've just explained to you all. See that? Because we've curved that line. And then we can add some lashes and so on. It wasn't in view. Bonjour, bonjour. Ça va? Was it? What wasn't in view? The upper lid. Huh? Artificial, how you doing? I'm missing something. Was it not in view? Nah, it's in view. How's it not in view? You guys need to sort your camera work out, mate. I'm telling you, because my stuff is in view. Everything is in view. The whole sheet is in view. Maybe this isn't in view, but did everyone get that? The upper lid and upper. I don't. You have to ask full questions. Yeah, you. No, I'm not. I'm not changing anything because everything is in view. No, 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 no. Not moving because I can see everything, every corner. Apart from the lower part, yeah, that. But I haven't done anything there yet, so I'm not shifting anything. Good. Okay. Right. Yeah, but one step at a time, tiger baby. It's clear, sir. Thank you. We do it stage by stage. We're not going to jump the gun here. So, everyone understood this, and if you like what you see, please hit the like button. Please share. Anyone can DM me. It just depends on what you're going to say to me. I don't know. I don't know what you're going to say. So, now, hold on. Let me think now. We are now going to talk about. I have to think now. What was I going to say? I've lost my train of thought here. Hold on. Too many questions. Okay. So, what you can also do, like here, practice adding the iris details here. See that? Practice those. It's just a simple hatch line. Turning. It's an array of lines going in a 360-degree angle. Right? As you can see here, I've added some light. The light patches that you add to the eye, leave them white. Right? I know that sounds obvious. Avoid hatching them and stuff like that. Right? And then obviously here we can darken it out. Usually we have more lashes on the outside of the eye here. So that would mean the outside here. And then here we would add a heavier layer of lashes. All right? I'm going to explain to you how to draw the lashes in a minute. No problem. As you can see here, we do have some distortion in the actual line work here. So this is where I simply draw a wiggly line here, pretty random, and then I add some spots quite randomly as well. And then that helps me to draw quite a realistic eye in a short space of time. I'm not going to go into mad detail about how to draw eyes, but this is just for beginners, right? And then we can add the lashes, and usually at the lower, on the lower lid, we have less lashes. Excuse me, less lashes, and that's how we can draw human eye. Has anyone got any questions about that? If you like what you see, please hit the like button. If you really like what you see, buy me a car. If you really, really like what you see, buy my moderator a car. There you go. Junie, how you doing? Love practicing the parts. The hardest part is putting it together. Yes, it is the hardest part, but we're going to put it together as well, because what we're going to do is I will show you how to draw the eyes symmetrically. Then we've put a couple of factors together, like here, you see. This is important that we understand that as well. And then we can draw faces from different angles and different types of faces and stuff like that. A Hot Wheels car, maybe. I might have to do something different like that as well one day. So, anyone got any questions? We're grateful. We are more than grateful. Anyone got any questions? So, okay, let's get back to it. Now, we're going to talk about the lashes, right? So, as you can see, I like to draw everything from scratch because that's just an opportunity. When you draw things again from scratch, it's just a further opportunity to practice something, right? So draw another eye, or draw another trapezium for an eye, round it off. We've got our cool eye shape, right? So now I'm going to demonstrate how to draw the lashes. We add our upper lid. And just, just for your information, this is all reference free. If I had a reference image, I would change it. I would vary everything just to make sure it looks more like the reference image. However, this is all reference free. So we add our upper lid, lower lid, right? And then we add our eye, wrists and pupil details here. Like so. I'm going to go a little bit heavier on the edge here. I'm going to add pupil. So I want to have some reflection. So I'll add a random shape here. That's what I'm not going to touch. As I demonstrated here, to give that eyeball the mass, we add some shading to the upper part of the eyeball here, because there is a shadow being cast by the upper lid. So now that gives us that volume on the eye, like so. From here, I'm going to draw my iris details, varying the line, length and weight. So it's quite spontaneous. It doesn't look like a series. It's quite organic. Then I'm just going to add a wiggly line like this around the edge. Very random. Here would be a lot darker. So now we've got darkened area here. See that? So now we've got a good shape for the eye. So the reason why I drew that was because I wanted to actually draw the lashes, right? But like I said, I like to draw things from scratch because it's just an opportunity to learn and practice. So that was me literally going from 0 to a full eye. Obviously we have a slight detail here that we need to add. Let's add a little bit more light on here and darken the pupil. And a little bit around the edge. Some distortion around the edge is always important. And obviously if you take your time to do this, it would look a lot better. I'm just doing this for speed. So there you go. So now I'm going to swap pens, right? So as you can see, you have to imagine the actual right. So this line here touches the eyeball of the lower lid. This line here, that's where we're going to add our eyelashes. Do not add the eyelashes here. This is not the place. That's the wrong spot. So that is wrong, right? It's this second line here. The second line. This is where we're going to add our lashes, right? We also have one same here. We have, sometimes you see this second line, sometimes you don't. But this second line is where you would add your lashes again, right? So, question is, how do we draw eyelashes? There is a system. You have to think about the lash is a hair that's bending like this. Yeah? This is the root of the lash and this is the tip. So root would be here, tip obviously here. Is everyone getting that? Is everyone getting that, right? So that's the root. I'm going to write that. Oops. That's the root of the lash here. So that's on this line here. As you can see, we've done it here all over, right? This is wrong. It goes on the second line, right? So now you have to imagine when you are drawing eyelashes, they follow a curved shape, right? So if this is the eyeball again, and this is our eyelid, like so. Second line, right? Remember? Second line. Sometimes we see it, sometimes we don't. But here we do definitely see it, all right? So now the eyelashes are if someone's standing right in front of me, it drops down, then it lifts up because it's bending like this. It's bending. And then imagine we have a flow of lashes that go in this direction and then in this direction. So this one is coming directly towards us. This one is veering to my left and this one is veering to my right. Simply, we have to follow this flow and correct our line, our main eyelash here, to fall in line with this one. What do I mean? Like this. See? They gradually fell towards this line here. That was almost off camera. So this, in this sense, we have to do the same. These lashes are going to fall in this direction. This lash is coming directly towards us, and the rest are tipping to my right and then to my left. So that's what we simply add here. We have one lash that's coming directly towards us, one lash that's going away to my right, and one lash that's going away to my left. And now every lash after that falls in line to meet the last lash on the eyelid. Drop the pen. Drop the pen on that one. Dawn is Moose. How you doing? Yeah, I can help you. Hang in there. Please hit the like button. And if you really like what you see, please share the live. Has anyone got any questions about the lashes? Has anyone got any questions about it? Good morning, Moose. How you doing, mate? And thank you for the shares, Duano. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I've uploaded around over 100 tutorials. Some of them are talking about the same subject, but I don't think you can ever learn enough. You can always learn more about the same thing. That's for sure. And thank you for the gifts. I'm good, Art Story. I'm very good. Thank you. And a few are following, new followers, and thank you for the shares. Right. Any questions about eyelashes? Or is everybody getting that? You don't know how to draw hands? Ah, you need to follow me then. That's the one thing I do draw. Go to my YouTube, you'll find it there if eyes are not a problem for you. I have a semi-random. Use a brush pen. Not sure what's going on in the chat. You need to keep the questions about eye drawing, please, because then I lose the flow. I lose the flow. Please draw no, I'm not drawing noses, Dawn. go to my YouTube. There is a good one on there, and I think it's about the fifth one. You'll see it on there with eyes closed. I will do that in a minute. I'm not doing that yet. You can play the pupil size. You can play around with it. Everything that I've shown you, you have to play around with it. If you want the pupil dilated, what would you do? Like I was explaining, it's thicker on the outside. I don't want 100 questions about 100 different things. It has to be eye related, however, also lash related, right? Because then I tend to lose where I'm going with the live stream. So try and stick to questions about what I am specifying. So on the outside, that's where you add more lashes, more on the outside. And obviously males have less, let's say, extended eyelashes, right? So if you're drawing a male, you probably wouldn't add so many lashes, depending on, your character. So, can I try to draw sad, droopy eyes? How do you think I would draw that? What do you think, Duano? Good question, by the way, because this is why the sacred line is important. So here's where it gets a little bit more interesting. If you now do it yourself, actually, draw the sacred line like this twice. Roughly, try and do it roughly the same angle. No, you have to go to my YouTube. I'm not drawing. I don't mix the lives, mate. I never mix them. I used to, and then people used to get moody when but if you go to my YouTube, there is one on there guaranteed. Look, same principle. Oh, I've messed that up actually. They're a bit too close together, but that doesn't matter. See, this is where you can play around with that sacred line, because if you do it like this, then all of a sudden your eyes, they look a lot more sad and not so happy. I'm exaggerating a little bit. Oops, wrong pen. See that? So when you slant these lines, it makes a difference. I should have actually made the eyes angrier. So if you slant that line like that, the sacred line here, this creates an angrier looking eye. Round it off, and then you add See that? That's an angrier looking eye. And if you slant it this way, then you have an eye that's a little bit, it looks a lot more sad and passive. This one is more determined and aggressive. Magic. It's like mirroring. Yes, exactly. It's literally like that. So if you want sad eyes, you just droop them. All right. So let's just droop these eyes. Same thing. That automatically looks sad. And then if you go like this, it automatically looks angry. That's basically what you need to understand. No, I'm not hiding. The reason why I'm doing it like this is so you guys can see. Look, this is where the camera is, so it's closer to the artwork. And it just looks ridiculous when I've got the camera in front and the light in front of me. Not hiding, man. Not hiding. Not scared. Still here. Not hiding. It's just for you guys to see the artwork a little bit closer. Good doggy. Good. Is everyone getting that? I'm just going to give you guys an opportunity to write something. If you like what you see, hit the like button. If you really like it, share my live. If you're not following, maybe you should think about following, because I do tons of tutorials like this and I'm only getting better. And sometimes I do anatomy drawings like so, how to draw the male torso. We go a little bit into anatomy stuff. I do actually draw faces, the nose, but I usually do everything as a singular element, because then the live streams become far too long. And obviously I don't get paid for this, so I have to be careful how much I give away. I don't mind doing it, but I'm not going to invest my whole life into giving away live streams like that. Have you already covered eyes? Well, no, I haven't really. I've just gone generic. I've gone generic with eyes. But if you're drawing, let's shift it over. Well, bear in mind, I haven't got everything in my mind. But if I am drawing some older eyes, I'm going to have to, let me think about this. The principle I'm going to go is exactly the same. If I'm going to go an older eye, the eye shape is the same. However, there are certain things that we have to be aware of. Where and how the eyes droop, right? So if the eye shape is basically this, and we're all happy with that, let's add the lower lid here. So we could turn that into a young eye, or let's say that's a normal eye, right? Maybe a young lady, I don't know, 20, not even. It doesn't really matter. So then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to droop this down here. And then I'm going to take away that straight line here. I'm going to take that away. So now we've got a drooping of the eye, right? And then here, the eyeball is going to be the same. The eyeballs don't age, right? It's just that certain areas of the skin, like in the face here, would start to bend. As opposed to being straight here, I would bend those. Like here, I'm dropping it here, the lid. I'm dropping the lid. I could have even dropped it a bit more, but it doesn't matter. See, now we're just slightly aging the eye. And then let's go up like so. And then I would add more creases. So now I have to think about how the eye connects, or how the skin connects here. How the skin connects here. As you can see, I'm doing this all reference free, but I still have to think my way through it. And now this is probably a little bit heavy, so let's go a little bit shorter here. I haven't got an image with the folds of the eye, but this is how I would do it. And then the lashes, I probably wouldn't make them as long, but we have a slightly older looking eye here, and I wouldn't add tons of eyebrow hair. I would thin the eyebrow hair out a little bit, like so. So now I've aged this eye. Add some details. Add some light spots, like so. Maybe add a little vein. And again, the folds, I would have to concentrate on the folds to try and make them look a little bit more realistic. And then I would probably make the eyebrows a little bit messy, not so straight as here, a little bit messier. Add some variation to the pupil. And that's how I will draw an older eye. Yeah, we'll look at that in a minute, Aura. Please hit the like button, hit the shares, hit the whatever you have to hit for the next phase. And if you've got any questions, please ask. And I know sometimes people say, oh, you're drawing eyes again. You always have to practice these things. Always, always, always. It's never, you might pick it up in your first lesson. However, if you don't practice it, it's a skill you're going to lose. Guaranteed. You have to practice these things, right? There's no quick way to learning these things. You have to graft it. There you go. Now you can see it's really taking shape when you add different color and shading and stuff like that. It makes a huge difference. Now we've got an older looking eye, slightly drooping here, bags and stuff like that. Liana, oh, I don't. Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. Thank you very, very much for all of those K-lashing. Is it because I'm drawing eyelashes? Oh, wow. Makes so much that I have to work adding less lashes. Okay, so we didn't touch on the eyebrows actually. The eyebrows are exactly the same, almost, in principle. Watching you from London, I want to help only. Watching you from London, I want to help only 5 people today. Interested should text me now. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. Thank you very much for the likes. Excuse me, the roses, by the way. I want to see the result. So look at this now. Here, you see this? We had a solution for the lashes, right? So if let me take this down. So remember our solution for the lashes, you set the middle lash and your furthest lashes on the right and on the left, right? So we do our middle lash here, furthest right and on the left. And then the corresponding lashes fall into line. Do you see that? They fall into line, tuck, 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 tuck. And also here, right? The eyebrows are the same in principle. You have your corner lash, eyebrow hair here. The eyebrows bend downwards, right? And then these lashes, I keep saying eyelashes. Excuse me. These eyebrow hairs fall in this direction. So that means every lash, every eyebrow hair needs to go. I don't know what's happened to me today, in this direction. See that? That's what you need to do. So every eyebrow hair, if it starts in this direction, it gradually falls down towards that direction. If it starts here, I'm going to have to think about this one because this is a bit of an extreme example. Like so. It would fall like that. See that? This is more like a comic looking caricature style. But you can see, in principle, it does work. And like someone said about baggy eyes, so there you go. Now you've got someone with quite baggy eyes. Let's add a few wrinkles. I'm going to lower the brow here. And then it's more of a comic looking eye. So we've been going an hour, but that's all good. I've got time today. And then let's add some shade in here. So now we've got an eye that's slightly more baggy. And you don't have to add tons of eyelashes, you don't have to. But there you can see how you can change the look of an eye by adding details and so on. Oh, that was right in the corner. Wow, that was really close. That was really close. I need to turn over the paper. So, yeah, what's all that about? It's 5 people, whatever. Yeah, never mind. I'm proud of this one. English, not mother tongue. He's lashing out. So let's go a little bit further. Is everybody getting that? Is everyone getting that? Before I move on again, and if you do like what you see, I'm going to say it again and then again and again. Hit the like button. If you really like what you see, take my moderator out for dinner. Preferably, I think, if you're female. I'm throwing you under the bus, mate. He's like, what? He's probably like, yeah, good idea. Why not, indeed? I've been doing this nearly a year now, mate. It's coming up to my anniversary. My online anniversary is coming up. Leonardo da Vinci in the live. Second time I've heard that today, actually. I should get one of my anatomy drawings out for you guys. So, thank you, Kim. Yeah, that's boring now. Yeah, I think I nail it. Good. What do you? Hold on. What to do where the top and bottom lashes connect? Ah, I know what you mean. Right, give me a minute. I'm gonna go to the gents very quickly and I'll explain that. So back again. Sorry about that. I just had to grab a glass of water. I think I'm dehydrated today. So the question was about connecting the corner lashes. So this is a little bit more high level. So let's try and get this on here. Good. Okay. So you need to think about a few things, right? You need to draw circles. And remember, they're not just circles, they are actually spherical objects, right? So now you have to imagine that the eye itself, if you imagine it's got a mesh on it, right? So if we've got a mesh here on this eye, whoops, it's like a globe. You see that? Is everyone getting that? So when we add our lid details, we're going to add eyelid details. You have to imagine it's a skin over the eye that connects like this. So if that's our sacred line again, this is how, in theory, it goes over the eyeball itself. So whatever we draw has to follow the shape of the eye, which is obviously spherical. Yeah? And then you also have to think of when you draw the eye, this might be a bit too much information for some, but you have your eyelid like so, and then you have the part of the eyelid that touches the eye and the part of the eyelid that doesn't touch the eye, like so. Also here you have the eyelid, the lower lid, the part that touches the eye, and the part that doesn't touch the eye, but it has the lashes on it. So this is where you add your lashes, and they stop here. They stop here. And that's when they have the, whoops, I did a little bit of an exaggerated line there. but that's where you have that change in direction with your eyelashes with regards to the lower and upper lid. Drop the pen. That's how you do it. Globus. Globulius. I don't know what you. I can't read it now. Yeah, I was having too much fun yesterday and I didn't drink any water this morning. You got to go. No problem, mate. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated, as always. So, has anyone got any questions? So we've gone for over an hour now, and I think I'm burning everyone out. So if you're in the live, ask any questions. If you're not following me, maybe you should think about it to support me as I'm trying to support you. But this is how you can draw eyes using my it's pretty much my method because I kind of made it up myself. I always try to make up methods for drawing eyes and stuff myself. Excuse me, because it just helps me, because I don't really like, sometimes I don't like other people's methods, so I like to create my own one, my own stepping stones. Salina von gestern, warst du gestern in der Schule? Swiss. Wie geht es dir? Ah, you can speak English. I'm hiding behind my camera today. You can't see me today. I'm doing an eye drawing tutorial. Maybe you should pay attention because we'll be doing this in class soon. We'll be doing this in class. So that method does really make me understand. Like Lumi's method, I'm lost. Exactly. You have to find your own way. You have to find your own way. Wow. Yeah, that's important. If you don't understand that, you're going to be lost. Oh, you're playing of. Oh, okay. Have a good day. Viele Erfolg heute. Hat mich gefreut. Right. Yes, I do. Cheers. Yeah, well, an eye closed. That I'm not even going to do that. That is just, you just have to look it up, and it's so easy. It's not even. That's how you draw an eye closed, and then you add the lashes here. That is not even really worth my time. You're gonna have to check that one out yourself, because eyes closed is nothing. It's absolutely easy. It's literally that. Good. Okay, what was I going to do? I think it was Aura. That asked me. So if you look at, and if you, please hit the like button and share with your friends. I'm going to touch on it very, very quickly, how to position the eyes like so. Yeah, it was you, right? So if you, and this is something I struggled with, and I worked this one out myself as well. If you have, let's go. As you can see, my worksheets get a little bit chaotic, right? But don't worry. If I have to do things precisely, I do them precisely. However, I don't need to do it today. And all of my live streams are a little bit crazy. They're always a little bit crazy, but it's more for functionality than it is for aesthetics. All right. So if you've got a head if you don't know how to draw the head, you need to learn that. Guaranteed, right? So this is a little bit of an oval shape. I need it to be rounded. So again, center line, then we go like so. So pay attention, or aura, pay attention. So like so, right? So now we've got a human head planned out, and this is basically what we would use. So some people say it's like the Loomis method, but this is just a method. It's not a Loomis method. I'm sure someone did it before him. So anyway, what I suggest you do is, if you are struggling with planning where to or how to draw the eyes symmetrically, the distance here is the same here and here. Right? So what do I mean by that? Distance here is one eye width, one eye width, one eye width. That's what it is. And then what I showed you before was sacred line. So you do the sacred line here and here. And then you go 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will help you with symmetry. When you get this trapezium shape, when you put it in the right, when it's in the right spot, then you round it off. And then you've got symmetry. That's how you can make your faces a lot more symmetrical with regards to the eyes. Realistically, it depends what you call realistic. Are these realistic or not? I don't know. They're sketches, but if you're drawing realistically, I'll probably go pencil. My small example helped, by the way. Which one was that? Yeah. I don't know if you're playing with words there, but the third eye, yes. Yep, it is the third eye. So you have 3 eye widths exactly here. So there you go. So that will help you with drawing faces symmetrically. So there you go. I think we've pretty much covered everything today. And yeah, I think that's about it. Ah, with the eyes closed. Yeah, that's an easy one. That is really easy. That is just like that. Obviously, you can tidy it up and make it, but that is literally an eye closed, isn't it? It's not that difficult. And if you did learn a lot from this, I'm happy. And please recommend my live streams to your friends. That would be nice. But I am now going to sign off. I went live twice today. This is my second live for the day. I don't think I'm going to do another one. I'll probably, if I do one, it's going to be just for me, where I'm just practicing to sketch myself. But you'll catch the next one. Probably I'll be on tomorrow, that's for sure. I'll be on tomorrow. Okay, everyone, let me lift the camera up and I'll say goodbye in person, as I like to do. So then you guys can see who you're talking to, just in case some imposter tries to steal my shine. So there you go. it's me, and that's the reason, because if I zoom in, the camera's here, so I'm not hiding away. So there you go. That's the foundation to drawing eyes from the front. Unfortunately, we didn't touch on how to draw eyes from the side, but that's, you know, that's another hour and another hour, so it all builds up. So maybe I'll do one on how to draw eyes from the side, but then you also have to learn how to draw heads from the side, like so and like so. This is also something you have to know. And then, yeah, it gets quite complicated very quickly. So, I'm going to wish you all a lovely day. Take care, look after yourselves, and I will see you all in the next live stream. Take care. Have a good one.